Hello, everybody. Welcome back to School Series with Mrs. O, and we are so delighted to be back. You can please follow me on all social media platforms at Mrs. O the Educator. My name is Oluwatumishe Oluwasheyi, and we really had to take a pause because of the incidents happening around the country. We're quite sensitive to the thrive, the grief, and the stress happening around. And that was why we had to take a pause. I am so delighted to welcome you back, and I hope you've not forgotten our topic for last week. So the week before, we had people respond and talk about how mean teachers have been to them, how they've had some mean experiences with teachers. And while we were analyzing that, we had some people speak about how teachers have been so fantastic and nice to them. I had my own share too of a mean teacher, and I had my share of a fantastic teacher. I still cannot forget my literature teacher. When I was in secondary school, everybody tagged me as a talkative, but it was my literature teacher that identified it as a talent, prepared me for competition with schools, and I went to competitions, bringing back the award from schools to my own school. So I've experienced teachers who actually helped me to become. My CRK teacher in primary school helped me to have a fantastic handwriting. She started by always ensuring that I presented a neat work to her, and then she'll never take a note from me without me using a ruler. So if I wrote a heading then and I did not use my ruler, she will reject it and say, you know what, go and erase this line and use your ruler. And I started being conscious of how to present my work. And right now, if you see my handwriting, permit me to be proud. If you see my handwriting, I remember when I was going to get a job where I work now rather. I remember when I was going to get the job, the director looked at what I wrote, and she said, "Excuse me, is this your handwriting?" I said, "Yes, it's my handwriting." She said, "Fantastic. This handwriting is so lovely." And it was one of the things that qualified me to get the job as a teacher. And then when I got in, I also learned the nursing handwriting. So if I write for you, I mean. So I want to thank my CRK teacher. I don't even know where she is now. We used to call her Auntie Shade then. I don't know. If I see, I'm going to give her a big hug. And then my literature teacher too. I'm going to give her a big hug. So I really want to thank my literature teacher in secondary school and my CRK teacher in primary school. And then we had people give responses based on how teachers have been fantastic to them. Let us analyze those responses. All right, I like this response in particular because it is coming from a medical doctor, an experienced and trained medical doctor. She says, "Mr. O, my chemistry teacher at school at that time, I went to a different school and I had been doing okay, a few B's and C's mostly. But first term SS3, I had a chemistry teacher I didn't like. So I played truancy, skipped classes and lab, didn't really have a note. I even missed one of the two continuous assessment tests. And at the end of the first term, I had a big fat F. This is me who wanted to become a doctor, 39%, I believe. Anyway, my dad was so disappointed, so he said, Mr. O teaches chemistry. You will go to him every of this holiday until you understand it. Best decision of my life, I believe. Mr. O will ask you to come into the lab, open your textbook, and pick any two chemicals that showed a reaction and mix and experiment it by yourself. Oh my, how I fell in love with chemistry. Second term, I had the best results of the whole set, 100%. Even in WAEC, I had lots of A's and a few B's. Then he said to me words I have never forgotten. You are not lazy. You are not dull. You were just not motivated. As long as you put your mind to anything at all, you will excel. Those words come to mind every time I see a task that looks scary. God bless Mr. O for me. Amen. That was from a medical doctor. And Mr. O, the chemistry teacher that did the magic, wherever you are, God bless you. This doctor is very grateful. All right, this one is from a very great colleague of mine. I mean, she's excellent at her job, very excellent at her job. She says, well, for me, it was the English teacher we had in SS1. She permitted me to mention the teacher's name. His name is Mr. Sani. Aside from being a disciplinarian, he changed the dimensions of teaching English language from the regular read and answer the question that we used to do. He taught us grammar, phonetics, lexis and structure, registers, and all. Above all, before he joined the school, head prefects, I like this point in particular. Head prefects, please follow closely. Head prefects, boys and girls, were usually from science class, and the assistants can come from other departments. When he came in, he changed the narrative and ensured that students from other departments were interviewed for the head prefect post as well. And that's how I became the first ever head girl from commercial class in the history of CGS. I think that's used to be a public school. After I left, head boy was from art class. Imagine the success story. Till date, I am not scared of holding any leadership position because of that opportunity to lead. God bless all the teachers that have helped us to become. God bless them. Okay, the final response for God says, my teacher in secondary school became my foster dad. He gave out my hand in marriage on my wedding day. Imagine a teacher just becomes your foster dad, and then the relationship became so deep that he stood in as a father for you on your wedding day. Oh, God bless our amazing teachers. For the past 18 years now, God has made him the pillar I run to for all of my worries. This is the first and only person so far that has made me trust the statement, I will be there for you. Oh, yes. He and his family have been there for me for solid 18 years now. Wherever this teacher is, wherever this man is, God bless him. All right, thank you very much. That's it on School Series with Mrs. O this week. And please remember to subscribe to all my social media platforms at Mrs. O, the educator. And please watch out for our next topic. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be great. It's going to be interactive. Please and please always share your responses, as we are always eager to read them. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.